retired metalhead weatherman here. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Hopefully you guys are safe. It's quite the severe event that had gone on yesterday. There's a lot of activity going on. There was about maybe 25 tornado reports from what I saw, maybe 24. I have to make sure I read it right. Yep, it was 25. It's a quick update video. It's probably going to be the last one on this severe outbreak before we move on to something else, because there's some things on the horizon that I'm going to be covering, of course. But things didn't really pick up early on in the tornado threat like I thought it would, which is a good thing because this number would be a lot higher and maybe a few population centers would have been affected. So take the blessings as they come. Oh, two more tornado reports just got confirmed, or storm report, or put onto the storm report trend. We won't know for sure until the National Weather Service sends their surveyors out. But it's pretty active right now. Still, we still have an ongoing tornado watch in southern Alabama, panhandle of Florida, tiny portion of southeastern Mississippi, and even a small piece of southern Georgia is now involved in this tornado watch. I think for the most part, the worst of the severe weather threat's over, but there is a number of severe thunderstorm warnings in effect. We do have a slight risk that's in effect for this morning. We'll go ahead and highlight that really quickly. And it's right in this little sleeve right here. It goes through Columbus, Georgia, Dothan, Alabama, and the Panhandle of Florida. We could even be seeing areas like Pensacola and Panama City involved in that. There's a 2% chance of tornadoes within that region, and the main threat's going to be, of course, damaging wind, and the hail threat's going to be pretty minimal. So when I also looked through these tornado reports yesterday, I did hear reports of damage in some smaller towns, but I haven't heard any reports of injuries at this time. So we're just going to have to wait and see what goes on there. Waiting with a bated breath here. Hopefully everyone made it through all right. I think a lot of people were heeding the warnings. So, yeah. But anyway, we also have to remember that there is a wintry side to this system as well. So we're going to go ahead and look at the snow over the last 48 hours. Totals weren't as impressive as I was expecting with this either. Once we get past the Rockies here, we're getting into snowfall amounts that weren't all that impressive. We look over here, we get to about 4, 6, maybe towards the higher elevations, we get 8 to 12 inches. But once we get out here, the handful of places that'll get maybe 2 to 4 inches. One place around north central Nebraska got about 6 inches. But beyond that, it's isolated pockets of 1 to 3 inches of snow. Didn't even make it as far north as I was expecting it to. I was expecting it to stretch into Wisconsin, and it doesn't look like that happened. Even tried to stretch it out to 72 hours, and nothing. I'm just trying to make sure I see all this properly, and yeah, it's not too much going on. It's nothing out of the ordinary for these guys. In fact, it's almost a cakewalk for a lot of the guys and a lot of the people in these regions. So let's go ahead and take a look at what's to be expected for this final part of the severe weather today. And the main threat's going to be early in the morning. Once we get into the afternoon hours, the storm system is going to be pretty much out of here at this point. And once that cold front hits, it's going to be a lot cooler. It's going to be breezy. Mentioned that in last night's video. Anyway, here's our severe storms here, mainly set up in a linear mode here. Once these storms pass, though, cold front's coming in right behind it. So once this goes through, that's it. And we'll probably be done with a lot of these storms by about 1 or 2 p.m. around this region. Might just be some rain for the northeast here, and we'll have to watch this area here in the northwest as a new system looks to be rolling in from there. Have some isolated pockets of snow here towards the mountains. maybe towards the coast where it's a little bit warmer, and in the valleys we could get a little bit of rain. But beyond that, not too much going on here. I'll go ahead and take a quick look at the wind gust, because it could make for a pretty brutal day. That sudden temperature drop and the winds here could it's great weather to get sick from. I'll put it that way. So Mississippi's already experiencing the increase in wind speed. We have 30 to 40 mile per hour wind gust over towards north central Mississippi. And where these storms have cleared out, are clearing out now. We're already getting into the 20s and the 30 mile per hour gust range. I wouldn't even put it out the question for a handful of areas to actually get some wind advisories issued, especially as we get later into the day. But for the most part, I'm expecting 20 to 30 mile per hour wind gusts through a lot of the southeast this morning and into the afternoon, especially. Up north, I think the wind gusts are going to be a bit stronger, so it's going to be a very cold, rainy, and relatively abysmal day. So if by some chance you don't have anything to do, just put on the heater, get something hot to drink, and enjoy yourself. Enjoy the time inside. But beyond that, really, it's not much more to do. Not much more I can really talk about here in this video, so that's pretty much it. I'm going to have to rush and get to work. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, drop me a like. What did you think of the severe weather threat? Let me know in the comments. And if you haven't subscribed already, definitely do that. But this has been Tyler Metalhead Weatherman. See you guys in the next one. Or see you guys in the next video. It'll probably be this evening. Later.